Yo, what's happening? Amazon music viewers, Twitch massive, and most importantly, the BTS army that's tuning in right now. My name is J.K. Cho. I'm a writer, I'm a producer. I've covered music, fashion, and obviously, as you could tell, I do talk a lot about food. In the past, I've done a lot of interviews with other K-pop royalties, including Girls' Generation, 21, G-Dragon, and now we have BTS, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very glad to be here, and I'd like to give a special shout out to the team at Amazon Music for putting this whole thing together, you know what I'm saying? I know it wasn't easy. There's a lot of difficulties. I mean, technical, human, pandemic, things that were beyond our control, but we're here now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's important. So pardon the delay. Definitely wasn't my fault. Definitely wasn't anybody else's fault. It wasn't the food's fault. It wasn't your fault. But what's important is that we're here. And we're here and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna drop the situation after we talk a little bit about what's in front of us. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are excited right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like the world's biggest band that we're about to have a conversation with. But the reason why I'm here is because, one, I had a solid conversation with all members of the team. You know what I'm saying? My Korean is fluent. Definitely helped. It wasn't just RM talking. But why do I have a spread of Korean food on stage? You might be wondering. I mean, this isn't a mukbang, you know what I'm saying? This isn't just J.K. doing a Twitch, challenging myself to finish all this panchan. That's not what this is. This is a prelude. This is an introduction. The BTS, leading up to the BTS interview, that's gonna make you cry, that's gonna make you dance, that's gonna make you feel all types of emotions. Look at all this, yo. Joe, look at all this. This is an incredible feat right here, all right? But with all that said, during the interview, we talked a lot about food. We talked about a lot about food, and here's another fun fact. All this food is actually from a restaurant, and I'm gonna shout out the restaurant real quick, because I'm all about representing and highlighting local eateries, all right? This restaurant is called Hamjibak. They're located in Flushing, Queens. That's where I'm from. Queens get the money all day, every day, the greatest borough in the world. You heard it from here. So Hamjibak actually was the company that catered for BTS when they did a concert at the City Field a couple years ago. So this is like full circle, you know what I'm saying? Like Hamjibak did the catering for BTS and all the staff, and now we're over here about to do this, share this BTS interview with you guys, and also present the food that we talk about during the interview that's sourced from Hamjibak, all right? So shout out to Hamjibak, Flushing, Queens, all right? Oh yeah, another thing, I actually highlighted this restaurant in my series called Righteous Eats. It's available now on TikTok. If y'all on TikTok, follow your boy J.K. Cho, is at J.K. Cho. That's all it is. It's just my government. But yeah, I mean, Hamjibak is on a series called Righteous Eats. Is a series that I highlight local eateries that were affected, were bouncing back from the pandemic at this very moment. So check it out. It's a great restaurant. I highly recommend it. So let's peep the details real quick. Do understand that this is not like a cooking show. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not Food Network. So the food is not steaming hot. I've been sitting here for a few hours, but regardless, I could guarantee that the quality is A1, all right? And to quote the great Pimp C, rest in peace, TV got no temperature. You know what I'm saying? So even though it could be really cold in here, or it could be like a sauna in here, but TV got no temperature. So in your mind, as long as it's in your mind that this is steaming hot, this kalbi is straight from the grill, that's all that matters, all right? So now this particular, so let's go into the specifics, all right? Now this particular dish right here, I wish I had like a plate to kind of present this right. I know a lot of fish dishes in the West, by West, I mean America and certain parts of Europe, they don't really serve the whole fish, you know what I mean? They don't serve the whole fish with the head, with the eyeballs all like, you know, with the soulless eyeballs and all that. But yo, this is kind of like a common thing in Asia where we serve the whole fish. Now this particular dish, you know, you got to put a little bit of lemon in there. You know what I mean? We got to keep it civilized, all right? So this particular dish is called kulbi, all right? Kulbi, I think the English name is yellow corvina, all right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Twitch viewers right now. You know, drop a comment. You could correct me as much as you want. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's yellow corvina, maybe it's not, but I just know it as kulbi. All right. All right. Boom. So this particular dish is actually a favorite. It is one of the favorites in Korean cuisine. It's often served during the holidays. You know what I mean? Koreans, they do this a ceremonial ritual called chesa, where or basically like during the Korean Thanksgiving, which is like the lunar festival that happens. Long story short, the biggest festival in Korea is Chuseok. Now Chuseok happens, it's like the Korean Thanksgiving. It's something that we do to celebrate and honor not only the ancestors, but also, you know, for having a successful farming season. You know what I'm saying? When you have a lot of crop, a lot of good food. And this is kind of like a staple dish that comes along with it. But even aside from like those special occasions, this is like a staple dish, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of nutrients, you know what I'm saying? Many folks hit it. They kind of lightly coat it with flour, and then they grill it with oil or on a pan. But in this particular case, I don't think they really did, you know, much of a situation with the flour. I think it was like a quick grill situation, but they did an excellent job, you know what I'm saying? So this is what that is, kulbi. One of the members of BTS said that this is actually his favorite dish. You know, you guys will find out once the interview is aired and is in your optics, is in your psyche. But y'all could thank me later for that. So kulbi, one of my favorite dishes as well, you know what I'm saying? All right, boom. So let's go into this dish right here. This is bibimbnaengmyeon. As you could see, Joe, you getting this right? All right, Joe. Shout out to Joe. Joe got the handheld situation. Y'all might not seen this right now, but Joe got the handheld. Shout out to him. This guy just flew in from Chicago so he could hang out with me, basically. So big ups to him. This naengmyeon. So naengmyeon is basically two different types. There's usually two different types of naengmyeons in most Korean restaurants. Now, naengmyeon literally means cold noodles, right? It's cold buckwheat noodles that's oftentimes served during like the summer heat. You know what I mean? So New York is out of control right now, by the way. Hope everybody over there in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Vancouver. Global warming is a real thing, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? So it's a real thing, y'all. But anyway, there are two versions usually of naengmyeon in most Korean restaurants. One is with the icy, cold broth, you know what I mean? And the other one is this sweet and spicy bibimbnaengmyeon, which is, bibim means like, how do I even explain bibim? Bibim literally means like mixed. You know what I mean? Like, it's like basically you throw everything in there, you turn it into a cipher, and you make a beautiful creation. Now, one of the BTS members during the interview said that he likes the instant packaged version of this particular dish. I like it too, but you know, since we doing this on Amazon Music's dime, I had to go and get the real deal. That's why we here. That's why we had to get the $16 special instead of the $1 that I gotta boil it and cook it on it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we not doing that. Shout out to Jeff Bezos. What's good? All right. With noodle dishes, you know, if you don't eat it right away, it gets soggy. It might get stuck. You know, you might need to break it apart. So I don't think this particular live is doing this dish justice. I mean, it's also served in a plastic bowl, which when you go to a restaurant, this doesn't happen. But trust, I mean, yes, the state of this particular dish is a little shaky, but trust, it's still righteous. You know what I'm saying? They give you a little strip of meat. Also got a slice of Korean pear in there. A boiled egg is an essential. Sweet and spicy sauce. Bong bong. Beautiful. All right, boom. So next we have kalbi. Now, this right here. Now this is automatically a classic. You know what I'm saying? Now, many of y'all probably already know this. Kalbi literally just means short ribs. You know what I mean? Not the chuck, not the flank, not the round, the dead center in the middle. You know what I mean? Koreans eat kalbi usually on like special occasions. Like let's say your pops, and I'm strictly speaking in old school terms right now. Let's say like the bread getter of the household just got a raise. And then, you know, all the kids gonna get kalbi that day. The family is going out, we getting kalbi. You know what I mean? Or like, it's somebody's birthday, you know what I mean? This is not like an everyday thing. So when somebody says like, yo, I love kalbi, let's go eat kalbi, it's like, yeah, man, I mean, yo, if you in that economic bracket, maybe, but nah, this isn't something that you do on an everyday basis. The reason why I'm emphasizing so much on kalbi is simply because it is sauce. The sauce, I don't know, Joe, I don't know if you could zoom in on this real quick. You see that? You see that brown, golden, this glorious, this victorious, this triumphant condiment right here? All right. This right here, man, this is the reason why we even doing this whole situation, because now mind you, BTS's latest hit record, it's a global phenomenon. It's called Butter. Now, during the interview, your boy, Jay Cho, over here, made a comparison to butter with a particular condiment. Now, is it samjang? Maybe, maybe not. You'll find out when you watch the interview. But we got to talk about the samjang. Now, samjang is made of doenjang, which is soybean paste. That's essentially like olive oil for Koreans, you know what I'm saying? That's like tomato paste for Koreans, you know, like how that's for Italians, doenjang is that for Koreans. And gochujang, again, chili paste, another foundational element that pretty much consists of the Korean DNA, all right? And then you put the sesame oil, shout out to Otugi, you already know who you are. And last but not least, like garlic and all types of other sorcery. When you put all of that together, I mean, I could even make it a little bit simple for everybody that's tuning in that might have ever watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Gochujang is like Goku. Doenjang is like Vegeta. When they fusion, which you already know, it's a very special occasion, and you know how powerful that is. So this is essentially the fusion of the Korean condiments. All right? This is a staple sauce that we adore. Now, you can't taste the pain, the anguish, again, the victory, all of that in this sauce. It's arguably the most Korean paste of them all right? It's often used as a dip for vegetables. So for instance, boom, check this out. All right, I'm about to make a wrap real quick. As you could tell from the details of the chopstick, your boy was already going at it. You know what I mean? The remnants are live and direct on the chopstick right now. So boom, peep the details. You get the kalbi, right? You get the lettuce wrap, samjang, of course. And then maybe, I mean, not even a maybe, this is an essential, you know what I mean? Koreans love garlic. So you put the garlic real quick. And if you want to spice it up a notch, you just straight up put a whole piece of sliced jalapeno in here. And boom, you wrap this up. And if you're in the mood, you hit it with a little bit more samjang. All right. Make sure you get this bite. Peace to BTS. That's righteous. I know I said this isn't a mukbang, but I just couldn't resist, man. And just too many delicious options in front of me. My mom always told me, never talk with your mouth full. But it is what it is, you know? I gotta do it for the culture. Damn, that kalbi is good. And And the samjang is good too. I'm gonna need a bite of this rice. All right, with that said, we're gonna go on to the next dish. Now we have japchae, all right? Now japchae, this is like a savory, slightly sweet, glass noodles, fried, served with vegetables, a little bit of protein, oftentimes with mushroom, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's like I said about kalbi, how, you know, kalbi is like usually served on special occasions. Japchae is like the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll get this on like a family outing, you know, somebody's getting like, you know, like a baby shower, you know, a church retreat, situations like that, you know, it's like a birthday. It's not like an everyday dish, because to get that perfect state, it's a lot of work. You know, because like I said, this is glass noodles, so you got to put it in the water for a little bit, boom, 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 boil it, fry it at the right temperature. The noodles have to come just right, you know what I'm saying? And if you kind of leave it out for too long, now, these guys, they did a great job. Hamjibak, they kind of did a good job because, you know, this noodle's been out here for a while, but, you know, it's still moist, you know what I mean? It still has that bounce to it. So, this is a good steak, man. This is a good japchae right here. So the interesting thing about this particular dish is that this is such a like a dish that you kind of get whenever there's like a gathering, that Koreans, when they go to a restaurant, you'll never really see them ordering this particular dish. But I've noticed that whenever I go out with non-Korean friends to a Korean restaurant, they always order japchae. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that always kind of makes me like scratch my head. Like, y'all really want this at like a Korean barbecue joint? But yo, they do. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a delicious dish. And I feel like we talk about this particular dish during the interview as well. It has a lot of global potential. So if you're tuning in right now, and if you like japchae, drop a thumbs up in the comments. I want to see at least maybe like 500 thumbs up. What do you think, Joe? Maybe 500 thumbs up? All right, at least 500 thumbs up if you love japchae. In fact, let's do a whole round of situations. All right, I want to see like 700 thumbs up if you're into kalbi. All right, let's see if we could get like 700 thumbs up with kalbi. I know in terms of preference for fish could be a little tricky depending on which part of the world you're from, but personally I love fish. So let's get another 600 thumbs up on this as well. Spice tolerance, depending on where you're from, I know it could be a little tricky. So let's get like 400 thumbs up with the pibimyeon, or pibimnaengmyeon. All right? So boom, that's the cipher. But these four particular, including the sauce, including the condiment of samjang, it makes it 5 particular Korean staples, dietary staples, that we specifically discuss during the interview, all right? So yeah, I mean, appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know a lot of you guys your ears are bleeding right now, because y'all pretty much stuck around for the BTS interview, and all this guy's talking about is Korean food. But yo, it's part of the process. It's part of the culture. It's part of the overall conversation that we had with BTS for close to 30 minutes. You know, it's one of those interviews that make you feel like, man, these guys are great. I mean, y'all already know that, but definitely made me feel that way. You know what I'm saying? It was my first time chopping it up with these guys, and yeah, they were really great individuals. And I mean, I hope the pandemic, the whole situation that happened, I mean, well, first off, I hope everybody is safe, healthy, recovering from the whole situation that happened last year. And yeah, hopefully we could meet in person. Hopefully we could see BTS in your respective regions, wherever you're from, wherever you're at, Africa, Australia, you know what I'm saying, Europe, Asia, North America, South America, Antarctica, You know what I mean? I don't know. Wherever BTS could go, I hope y'all could check them out. But yeah, shout out to the Army once again. Shout out to Amazon Music. Shout out to the Twitch community. It's your boy J. Key Cho. We're about to drop this BTS interview. Enjoy. Peace.
Well, congratulations first off about Butter topping the Billboard 100 for 3 weeks straight. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Okay, first thing first, we gotta say hello to Jackie and all the Amazon viewers. So, hello, we are
BTS.
Hey, we're BTS. And how you guys feel? 어때요?
사실 3주 1위는 조금 놀랍긴 하네요. 오, 진짜 거의 뭐 너무너무 대단한 성과라고 생각이 들고 그 성과에 뭔가 굉장히 큰 영향을 준 우리 팬 여러분들에게 굉장히 감사하다는 말씀을 드리고 싶네요.
Word. And last Sunday marked the 8th year anniversary of BTS's debut. How does that feel?
Okay, congrats BTS.
Yes.
Bro, happy birthday.
처음에 이 친구들하고 너무 안 맞아가지고 와, 이 친구들이랑 어떻게 7년이나 보내나 이런 생각을 갖고 있었는데 이 안 맞는 게 결국엔 장점이 돼가지고 서로의 부족한 부분을 채워줄 수 있게 되더라고요. 그래가지고 더 오래 이렇게 지금 8년 이렇게 갈 수 있는 것 같습니다.
So for those, for the viewers, I want to explain that. So like 7 years is usually kind of like it symbolizes like an invisible limit for many Korean teams, especially the K-pop groups. And so the 8-year anniversary is kind of like a really like a momentum, and it's like a meaningful day for a group. Like we keep this like even more than 7 years. So yeah, it was quite happy, meaningful, the best birthday we ever had.
Yo, that's amazing. Congratulations again, because I know most, like, as you mentioned, I mean, I don't think you guys are a K-pop group I don't think that label necessarily kind of holds you guys down at this point. You guys are just a music group. But like you said, yeah, like in the K-pop genre, you don't really see groups lasting more than 5 years at most. So congratulations for almost reaching a decade, man.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So, Army, right, is one of the biggest and most diverse fandoms in the world. I mean, my mom is low-key an Army. I bought her tickets when you guys performed in New York. It wasn't cheap, but I bought it for her. I mean, when did you guys started noticing how global the fandom is? Are you guys ever surprised? Like, why us? Why BTS? As you mentioned, there are other K-pop groups out there, but it seems like Army's strength is pretty much like the top fan group in the world at this point.
아무래도 공연장에 가면 되게 다양한 나라의 다양한 연령대에 정말 이제 성별 무관한 정말 많은 사람들을 보게 되거든요. 이제 그럴 때 정말 다양한 이제 층들이 저희를 좋아해 주는구나라는 느낌을 받고요. 그리고 저희들이 이렇게 잘 된 이유는 아무래도 저희들 간의 이제 케미도 케미고, 그리고 아무래도 가수다 보니까 저희 하는 이제 본업만큼은 저희들이 정말 프라이드가 있을 정도로 정말 열심히 준비하고 또 잘한다고 생각이 들거든요. 그래서 이제 여러 가지 이런 상황들이 좀 시너지가 돼서 좋은 반응이 온 거 아닌가 그런 생각이 듭니다.
So many people are asking the questions every time we do the interview, or every time. But why BTS? Why are you guys so popular? Why you guys have like such diverse, various fandom? And the answer always changes. But I think when you are at the kind of like an eye of the hurricane, you just can't find out. So when the hurricane goes away, then we could maybe answer the right answer at that time later, maybe.
Wow, that was a great answer, man. I mean, so you do feel like you guys are in the eye of the hurricane. Like 지금 너무 바쁘셔서 정신이 없으시죠?
네.
그렇죠.
맞긴 하죠. 요즘도 정신 없어. 인정. 아, 정신 없어요.
몸이 쉽지 않아요. 힘들긴 한 것 같아요, 가끔. 근데 너무 감사하고 영광스러워서 매일 즐겁게 또 일하면서 지내고 있습니다.
So, what was the thought process for Butter? I'm sure you guys have answered this question multiple times, but please explain it for the Amazon Music audience.
JU? 알았어요. So we wanted, like simply we wanted a feel-good, a danceable summer song for BTS right now. So because many people are so tired of, sick of, and suffering from the pandemic right now. So just the song doesn't contain any like a heavy message or a big kind of slogan. It's just let's dance, let's go smooth like butter, enjoy with everyone, let's dance when the pandemic's over. Yeah, that's it.
여름이 되니까 잘 냈다라는 생각도 들기도 하네요.
맞아요.
네, 잘 어울린 것 같고. 네.
Well, J-Hope, at the end of the video, you ate a pat of butter. How did you end up doing that? 왜 그러셨어요? 느끼하지 않으셨어요?
이게 생각보다 많이 놀라더라고요. 뭐 이제 뮤비 리액션 같은 거 보면은 뭐 이렇게 놀라고 그러던데 그냥 단순히 이제 버터니까 곡 제목이 그래가지고 감독님이랑 이야기해서 뭐 이런 부분은 좀 들어가도 되지 않을까. 원래는 버터를 먹는 게 아니었는데 입에 가까이 가져가고 딱 끝나는 거였는데 이걸 이게 먹는 그림이 뭔가 얼굴이 더 이쁘게 나와가지고 그냥 먹는 그림으로 갑시다 했는데 이제 이게 이렇게 될 줄은 몰랐네요.
제가 머리색이 버터색이라
그러니까요. 지금 버터색으로 염색을 하신 것 같아요, 일부러.
네, 맞아요.
우리나라로 치면 올리브유 한 컵 마신 거 아닐까? 참기름 같은.
뭐 참기름 원샷 약간 이런 느낌인가?
좀 그렇긴 하네요.
네, 약간 아니면 뭐 쌈장 원샷을 하는 약간 그런.
진짜요?
곡 제목이 쌈장.
와우.
그건 좀 약간
달콤하게 너에게 다가가. 이렇게 하니까 또 확 와닿네.
좀 쇼킹하긴 하네요.
다진 마늘. 곡 제목 다진 마늘이면 웃겠다.
네, 리믹스 만드시면 저 크레딧 주세요. 네, 리믹스 만드시면 저 크레딧 주시라고요. 쌈장.
쌈장.
오케이, 쌈장.
Okay, Samjang, let's go.
Word. So Jen, I saw a video of you and Pangsia PD chilling. How was his cooking? What kind of dishes did he make for you?
요리가 굉장히 역시 미식가는 다르더라고요. 미식가는 요리도 할 줄 알고 되게 맛있었어요. 연어 구이에다가 그리고 스테이크를 해줬었는데 저희가 이제 곧 그때 버터 발매 전이었었는데 이미 저희는 다 완성된 상태였고 그래서 아무래도 이 버터 축하 기념으로 버터와 관련된 음식들을 좀 해주지 않으셨나라는 생각이 드네요.
진짜 음식을 사랑하시는 분 같아요.
진짜 꼼꼼하게 하시더라고요.
그래서 저희 이제 신사옥에 가장 유명한 거 물어보면 밥.
그렇지. 구내식당.
그런 것 같아요.
Definitely heard about that. 되게 맛있다고 들었어요.
진짜
되게
맛있지.
거기에 힘을 되게 많이 준 것 같았어요. 저희도 라면 하나 먹는데 해물이 되게 많이 들어가 있어가지고
깜짝 놀랐지. 라면에 막 전복 들어가 있어.
Oh, what? All right. Well, actually, so speaking of cooking, during the pandemic, I personally was cooking a lot. So I've gained some pounds. I'm actually a little bit slimmer than what I am now. But do you guys cook?
한국은 이제 딜리버리가 너무 잘 돼가지고.
그렇죠.
가끔은 뭐 가끔. 하긴 하는 사람
하긴
있잖아요. 뭐 위 요즘
절대 안 해요.
뭐 파스타랑 스테이크 같은 거 진짜 안 해?
절대 안 해요.
아니야?
비빔면 해 먹습니다.
못 해 먹겠어요 그럼.
비빔면.
요새는 되게 잘 돼 있어서 뭐 파스타 같은 경우는 뭐 면만 끓이면은 사실 소스도 다 돼 있고
근데
이래가지고.
면도 이제 부으면은
그럴 거면 그냥 해봤는데 재료 사는 거랑 치우는 게 더 힘들고 돈이 더 많이
그렇지.
들어.
그것도 매달 돈더 들어.
So if that, I mean, you guys just explained that you guys don't really cook, but if there's a dish that you would want the BTS supporters around the world to taste and try, what would it be?
저는 뭔가 이제 명절 때마다 아니면 좀 평소에 좀 좋아하는 음식인데 조기.
저기 호비.
아니 근데 이게 한국이 아닌 다른 나라에 계신 저희 팬분들이 잡채를 되게 좋아한대요. 잡채가 되게 맛있대요.
잡채.
그거 되게 신기한 거 알아요? 약간 미국 사람들이랑 한국 식당 가면은 집에서 한국 사람이 나가서 잡채 절대 안 시키잖아요. 근데 그 친구들은 잡채를 꼭 시켜요, 한국 식당.
잡채가 되게 맛있어.
그래서 잡채가 많아.
비빔밥보다 잡채를 밀어야 돼.
오케이, 잡채 나쁘지 않지. Let's get it.
Nice. I love it. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about music. So when I hear BTS's music on mainstream American radio, especially when non-English straight Korean records get sung in love by non-Korean speaking fans, like 특히 저는 여기서 이제 소위 말해서 교포다 보니까 뭔가 그런 곡들이 들리면 뭐 자랑스럽기도 하고 또 신기하기도 하더라고요. Yeah, so a lot of fans relate with the lyrics. 특히 가사를 듣고 공감이 많이 간다는 팬들이 많으신데, what are your favorite lyrics? Personally, I thought like Paradise and Pepsi, they all have very great, meaningful messages. If you guys have any specific lyrics that you feel like, man, even though this is my song, like I really love the lyrics in this one.
저는 온 가사 중에 가져와 bring the pain on 이 가사가 요즘 굉장히 와닿더라고요.
예.
뭔가 이 되게 뭔가 이 고통을 안고 가는 뭔가 좀 되게 용감하면서도 뭔가 좀 멋진 그런 영웅 같은 느낌이랄까? 그래서 그냥 제 스스로 제 가사를 그렇게 곱씹었을 때 뭔가 좀 희열을 느끼는 그런 가사 중에 하나인 것 같아요.
저도 참 여러 가사를 썼지만 요즘 온 가사가 좀 많이 공감이 되는 게 그게 이제 팬데믹 전에 했던 거였잖아요. 근데 제 가사 중에 이제 설령 내 무릎이 땅이 닿을지언정 파묻히지 않으면 뭐 괜찮다고 이런 가사가 있어요. 정확하게 지금 내 가사인데 기억이 안 나는데 파묻히지 뭐 아무튼 그런 게 있어요. 근데 그게 딱 지금 상황이랑 좀 잘 맞는 것 같아가지고 사실 팬데믹에 저희가 뭐 힘든 상황이 있었지만 뭐 그렇다고 저희들이 포기를 한다거나 지금 뭐 희망을 놓은 게 아니잖아요. 그러다 보니까 지금 상황이 굉장히 잘 어울리는 것 같아서 최근에 이제 온 다시 듣다가 되게 좀 많이 위로가 되더라고요.
저 같은 경우는 되게 좀 감성적인 노래 듣는 거 혼자서 듣는 걸 좋아하는데 이제 지로 클락이라는 노래가 있어요. 그 보컬 멤버끼리 이렇게 한 노래인데 RM형이 가사를 써줬는데 그게 있어요. 그 초침과 분침이 겹치면 세상도 아주 잠깐 숨을 참는다고 그런 얘기가 있는데
That's deep.
저 아직 지금 얘기하면서도 소름 돋아요. 어떻게 그런 생각을 할 수 있는지 모르겠어요. 그래서 가끔 12시 될 때 그거 생각하면서 들을 때도 있고 막 그러고.
네 머리에 도대체 뭐가 있는 것이냐?
Word.
Yo, next question, let's go.
쑥스러우세요?
되게 민망해 할 것 같은데.
아니에요, 전혀 쑥스럽지 않아요. 예.
와 진짜
그냥
멋있어요.
빨리 하고 싶어가지고.
Word.
한번 들어주세요.
네. So for folks that might not know BTS, what's a song you think really represents the group?
우리 대표하는 거?
이젠 뭐 다이너마이트
지금 뭐-
버터 지금은 다이너마이트 버터인 것 같아요.
온도 들어주셨으면 좋겠어.
I think when you first listen to Dynamite, then you might kind of like be really feel kind of familiar or very close or not kind of okay, this is not some type of song that I can listen to, and then you can reach the songs of the past in Korean or the lyrics that have our personal maybe kind of pain or respect or happiness. I think that's the root maybe from Dynamite and Butter, and then pass to 2013.
For B, your latest album, you guys were in charge of the album's concept, is there an approach or a genre that you haven't done that you love to try? I personally thought like BTS doing reggaeton or like dancehall could be kind of interesting. Have you guys ever thought about, you know, going out of your comfort zone and maybe doing different type of genres that might not be familiar with the K-pop category?
저는 이제 약간 좀 보컬이잖아요. 근데 이제 뭔가 무대에서 이제 랩 라인 형들이 랩을 하는 걸 보면은 아 노래도 약간 저런 식으로 좀 해보고 싶다라는 그런 생각이 있어요.
맞아요. 크리스 브라운이나 막 저스틴 비버 랩하고
네, 그런
그러니까.
사람들을 보면 그런 생각이 들더라고요. 그래서 저도 다음에 기회 되면 그런 좀
약간 노래하면서 자기 과시도 좀 하고, you know what I'm saying?
그죠. 가사 내용에 따라서 달라질 것 같긴 한데 아무튼 그런 느낌의 그걸 해보고 싶어요.
되게 잘할 것 같아요. 네, 정국이는. 요즘 워낙 또 노래랑 랩의 경계가 없다
그러니까
보니까.
이제
약간 그 저스틴 비버 그 몬스터?
그것도 약간 되게
뭐
랩 같은.
24
Me and
캐럿
Pedestal.
또뭐 거의 노래 하듯이 랩을 하니까 뭐 그런
Anyone?
뭔가 재즈한 거를 방탄이들과 같이 한번 해보고 싶어요.
Jazzy,
재즈 방탄
되게 뭔가
John Coltrane.
말하면서 이런 멜로디랑 속삭이고 이런 것들을 되게 랩 라인들도 뭔가 했을 때 되게 멋있을 것 같은 느낌을 되게
보사노바 하나 써줘?
받았어가지고.
스케터도 하고 막.
네?
보사노바 하나 써줘?
보사노바.
오케이. 보사노바 써준답니다.
Bossa Nova, here we go. Let's go. Nice.
보사노바.
Nice. All right. Good. Well, the next question that I have, I saw that you guys actually addressed it in a recent Rolling Stone interview. But I think it's something that it brings a lot of curiosity for people in the West because the concept of what means to be masculine in the West tends to be different in the East. Now, BTS, along with the genre of Korean pop, because it's so visual, it continues to set new precedent on what the concept of masculinity is. If you could, you know, expand on any of that, that'd be great.
So we didn't have any like a certain intentions to redefine the masculinity and or the manly, but you know it always feels good that we can have this positive effect or influence to any categories, like even masculinity, because that include us too. So and I think we're living in the age and the time that the label that we call masculine or manly is kind of like disappearing and vanishing. So yeah, we're always happy that we can help. Maybe when we want to be, we want the image, or sometimes we want the people to call us like a cool or dope, or you know like a. It's like many other stars, or you know, from Western or anywhere else. Yeah.
아무래도 그 기준이라는 것 자체가 말씀하셨듯이 뭐 단정돼 있는 게 아니다 보니까 그거를 좀 어떻게 보면은 이런 아시안계 아티스트들이 활동을 더 많이 하시면서 그 인식 자체를 좀 바꾸는 게 되게 좀 긍정적인 것 같아요. 저같이 이제 미국에 사는 사람이 봤을 땐.
그 개념이나 정의는 항상 변화한다고 생각해. 특히 이제 시대성에 좀 많이 변화를 한다고 생각을 하는데, 저 어릴 때까지만 해도 힙합 음악 들으면 그 모든 아티스트들이 한 38 바지에 2X 티셔츠 입고 나왔을 거예요.
아비렉스.
막 그런 거 많이. 근데 지금 보면
다
그렇게
스키니 입고 다
스키니에
막,
스키
되게
티셔츠에
쿨하게 입잖아요.
이렇게 하이탑에.
맞아.
그때 그렇게 입었으면 아 저 힙합 아니다 이런 식으로 이야기했었어요. 그런 식으로 이제 시대에 맞춰서 계속 변화해 나간다고 생각해요. 모든 정의나 모든 개념들은.
So since we're talking about masculinity, when's the last time you guys cried and why? I'll start. I saw Minari in the theater, and then I definitely.
Word, yeah, I feel it. 되게 제키 같은 분한테 훨씬 저희보다 더
그러니까,
되게
나을 수 있는.
아무래도 완전 퍼스널한 얘기일 것 같고, 아마 저도 그 생각 되게 많이 했거든요. 보시면서 진짜 교포분들이나 이민 하신 2세, 3세 분들이 진짜 많이 이렇게 오겠다라는 생각 되게 많이 했고 뭐 언제 마지막
저
오셨어요?
2시간 전에 하품 하다가 울었어요.
아픔 못 참지.
우는 게 뭐 큰 문제인가? 뭐 하품하다 울 수도 있는 거예요.
오, 예.
아니 크라이가 아니잖아. 오케이.
떠르륵.
저는 사실 코로나 때문에 집에서 혼자서 너무 이제 화가 나가지고 공연 못 할 때, 공연 투어 플랜 막 캔슬되고 이럴 때 너무 화가 나서 막 주체를 못 해가지고 막 울었던 게 이제 maybe last August or July. 예. 그때 완전 예.
또.
제가 언제 울었어요?
기억이 안 나냐.
진짜
언제
최근에
울었어요?
운 적이 없어가지고
나는 그 5개월 전에 애니메이션 보고
어떤 거 봤어요?
그 제목이 기억이 안 나.
코코? 이런 거 아닐까요?
애니메이션 보고 울었어요. 슬퍼가지고.
겁나
되게 되게 좀 약간 가벼운 질문이었는데 이렇게 심도 있게 대답해 주시죠.
너무 serious-하겠구나.
Yeah. All right. Well, my next question is, as you mentioned, RM, you guys are setting new precedents left and right, records, not only as Asian artists, but just as a music group in general, right? It's unprecedented in the history of modern music in many ways. And have you guys thought about the long-term legacy of the group? Do you envision yourself performing together like 10, 20, 30 years from now, like Earth, Wind and Fire or something? You guys are like 아저씨s and doing the choreography at 50 years old. Like, do you see that happening?
일단은 그때 건강만 하다면야 일단은
물리적으로 가능만
네,
하다면.
물리적으로 우리가 일단
네.
건강히
연골이
하느냐 안
살아있고.
하느냐에 따라서 아닌 것
글루코사민
같아요.
열심히 먹고 있긴 한데.
그때까지 그때 가서 춤은 출 수 있을지
우리가
솔직하게 모르겠어요.
솔직하게 우리가 거기서 소파에 앉을 수라도 있으면은 참
난
좋을 것 같아요.
20년 되면
파인 앉을 수
50인데?
있겠지.
사실 근데 방탄소년단이
50, 60.
30년 뒤면 60이야 우리 아빠
사실
나이.
방탄소년단이라는 이름 자체가 이제 언제든지 약간 이름을 바꿀 수 있다는 그런 가능성을 내포하고 있잖아요.
근데 소년으로 보여줘야 된다 이런 가능성도 좀
소년단이
우리
나이
아니야, 물러날 줄 알아야 돼.
있고.
아야 그때는 이제 이거 밴드 해야지 연주하면서 잔잔하게
그때는 이제
춤까지는 모르겠는데 노래는 계속 하고 싶어요.
그때는 새로운 아티스트 분들이 있으면 그 뒤에 브라스를 제가 연주하고 있지 않을까.
세션으로.
세션.
뭐 그런 이제 좀 음악을 오래 할 수 있는 방법들을 좀 연구해봐야지.
오래 하고 싶어서 이런 얘기를 했고요. 네. 오래 하는 게, we passed the so-called 7-year limits. We're now 8-year anniversary. We just had our 8-year anniversary, so we envision ourselves that we can be, actually the BTS stands for the Bangtan Boys, and we have our plans that we could be like, Bangtan Papas or Bangtan Grandpas or something. Yeah, maybe 20, 30 years later. That's what we want. Yeah.
I like Bangtan Papas, man. That sounds kind of
방탄 파파.
BTP, let's go.
all right. Well, as mentioned earlier, you guys are setting new records left and right, and I would like to know, like, do you feel any pressure? Like, 지금 어떻게 보면 정상의 위치에 지금 있으신 거잖아요. 그거를 유지를 한다, 아니 모든 스포츠 스타들을 얘기를 들어보면 그 정상의 위치에 있을 때 그 부담 같은 게 확실히 있을 텐데, 만약에 그런 걸 느끼신다면 어떤 식으로 해소하시는지.
저는 오히려 한 3, 4년 전에 더 느꼈던 것 같고, 미국 처음 갔을 때 오히려 지금은 좀 편안해졌어요. 그러니까 받아들일 건 받아들였고, 그리고 뭐 이 인생의 그 순리가 항상 영원할 수는 없잖아요, 사실. 뭐 어마어마한 이제 스포츠 스타들도 전성기가 지나면 이제 내려오는 시간이 있고, 뭐 팝스타도 마찬가지고, 이제 그런 것들을 애써 굳이 막 노력을 하면서 막 유지를 하려고 괴로워하는 것보다는 그냥 저희가 할 수 있는 한에서 최선을 다해. 그 롤이 계속 바뀌잖아요, 스포츠 선수들도. 이제 자기 신체 나이에 맞춰서 이제 계속 역할들을 바꿔가는 것처럼, 그냥 지금은 그냥 지금 최선을 다하는 수밖에 없다고 생각이 들어가지고, 막 예전처럼 막 더 열심히 노력해서 이런 것보다는 훨씬 더 마음 편하고 또 결과물들이 훨씬 더 좋더라고요.
뭔가 부담을 느끼면은 할 일도 더욱 못하게 되는 것 같아요. 그래서 부담을 안 느끼려고 이제 그냥 뭔가 인기 실감이나 그런 것보다 저희가 하고 싶은 음악들을 그래도 부담감 없이 만들면은 뭐 따라주지 않을까라고 생각을 하는데 회사에서 자꾸 세계 최고라고 얘기를 하고 다니니까 뭔가 많이 부담스러워요.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Jackie, so much.
Any last words? 마지막으로 하시고 싶은 말씀 있으세요?
뭐 이제 빨리 상황이 좋아져가지고 좀 직접 미국에 가서 뭐 인터뷰도 하고 공연도 하고 그러고 싶네요. 예. 그리고 지금 뭐 또 상황이 점점 좋아지고 있다라는 또 소식도 들려오고 있고.
미국은 많이 좋아졌죠. 지금 NBA나 UFC 보니까 관객이 다 들어와 있던데.
네, 저는 뉴욕에 사는데 뉴욕은 지금 거의 다 풀렸어요. 그래서 바람도 마스크 안 쓰고 다니고, 예, 그러고 이제 식당이나 클럽들도 이제 다시 다 열었고. 풀렸어요. 마스크 안 쓰고. 뉴욕 놀러 오세요. 놀러 오세요.
나중에 뉴욕에서 만나요.
다음 인터뷰는 직접 만나서 하시죠.
뭐 기회가 한 가지 더 말씀드리자면은 제가 진보 형이랑 친해가지고.
아, 진짜요?
예, 진보 형.
아, 진보요, 와우.
예, 그래서 여기 바라는 노래를 하는데 이런 친구들이랑 하는데 그때 제가 진보 형 매니저였거든요.
아, 진짜요?
그래가지고 이렇게 끊겼네. 예, 지금 다시 돌아왔어요. 예, 그때 듣고 이런 친구들이 이런 노래를 하는 친구들, 이런 K-팝 그룹이 있구나라는 되게 신기했었어요. 약간 넵툰스 같은 노래를 하는데 이런 그룹이 있구나. 그래서 지금
진보 형이 그런 거 진짜 잘하시잖아요.
그래서 지금
진보 형이 해줘야
너무 이제 완전 어마어마하신 분들이 되셔서 너무 보기 좋아요. 예. 만나서 너무 반가웠습니다.
고맙습니다, 진짜. 감사합니다. 뉴욕에서 봬요.
좋은 하루 되세요. 페이스.
안녕하세요.
페이스. 페이스.
고생하셨습니다.
What's up, y'all? I'm nourishing myself on this stage in Williamsburg. It's called Williamsburg Music Hall with brown rice and a whole assortment of panchan and dishes that by now, if you actually stuck around for the whole interview, which I highly doubt that you didn't, because, come on, it's definitely one of the best BTS interviews that's out there. I mean, even if you don't feel it, I mean, I definitely personally feel like it. But yeah, with that said, I like to say, with all jokes aside, I really like to say thank you for tuning in to this very special episode of Amazon Music with BTS. I like to say, much love to BTS and the whole army again for tuning in, to the whole Twitch community for tuning in. If you're interested in seeing more great music content from all over the world, make sure you follow Amazon Music. That's at Amazon Music on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram, the whole shebang, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, the host with the most, your boy J-Key Cho, is literally just spell J-Key Cho, Jaekichicho. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. Follow me, hit me up. Let's have a conversation about food, about music, about culture. All right? Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm about to go finish this kalbi real quick. And with the samjang. Peace.